Cougar Tracks Extra starts now. Powered by Perry Homes.
So is it shallots or shallots? I'm not really sure. All right, welcome back. I'm Alex Curie. He's Dave Noriega. We're on the Studio 5 set making our Cougar Tracks Extra predictions for BYU versus West Virginia. And of course, every week we've been doing awful. And before we get back to talking about how to cover up your double chins, we're going to actually dive right into our really ridiculous predictions for this week's game. So Dave, we did a 50-50 question right off the bat. You asked me if Tanner Mangum was going to play.
I want to know if the red shirt would get burned.
Okay.
So whether it's in a blowout, either way, or if Taysom gets...
No, I'm going to say no. So I'm going to go with Tanner not getting in the game, and you don't burn a red shirt for garbage time, which is the only time I would see Tanner getting in the game this week. My 50-50 to you was whether or not Butch Pau'u, who leads the team by far in tackles and has led the team in tackles every week so far, if he would lead the tackles for the team with tackles for a fourth week in a row, and your answer is?
So basically, Butch Pau'u versus the field.
You got it.
So is Butch going to have more tackles than anybody else on the field? Yes, of course he's going to have more tackles. He had 19 tackles.
Yeah.
He had 18 in the first two games, had 19 in the second game. I'm thinking 38 in this game.
Then we went with a couple of totals here. You asked me what was it?
Yours was how many total yards will West Virginia get?
Yeah. More importantly, how many yards will this BYU defense? It's been very good so far this year. How much will they give up? I went with 391. Now, before you go, oh man, they're not going to give up 400 yards of offense. Well, they've been close to there in the last couple games, and I will also say they are going up against a West Virginia team that averages about 550 yards a game. So this is them dialing it back. That's a good defensive day when you're going up against a team that throws for 330 a game and runs for 220 a game. So don't get mad at me. I'm just saying they're going to go with a.
My initial reaction was that was too many, but when you showed me the numbers of over 500 yards of offense, I think 391 would probably get you a win.
Yeah, I think so. And then I asked you, Dave, about Jamal Williams. He's been. Well, I'm not struggling. He just hasn't produced nearly as much as he had in the first week against Arizona with 162 yards rushing that game. But today, you're going up against the 94th rush defense in the country, West Virginia. How many yards and rushes does Jamal end up with today?
The thing I think about Jamal is he doesn't have back-to-back bad games. And you may say, well, what about the Utah game? Well, he was running great in the first half until he got injured. And, obviously had a huge game against Arizona. I think he rebounds, and I think they're going to feed the beast. And I think it's going to be 20 carries, 125 yards.
Wow, that's big. Now our point totals for the week. Dave, people aren't going to like this. I think BYU still struggles to get a win in Maryland today. I said West Virginia 34, BYU 31. Hey, aren't you excited BYU's getting into the 30s on points?
If BYU gets into the 30s, they definitely win.
Okay.
I think that's kind of the calling card is BYU's defense is playing great and the offense has struggled. If the offense starts turning some of these yards into points, I would be shocked. So I think it's still going to be a semi-low scoring game. That being said, I think it's going to be season highs in points for both teams. BYU scores a season high 24 points in a victory over West Virginia, giving up a season high 21 points, 24-21.
BYU gets the win for Dave. I picked West Virginia, but you'll be able to check up on our scores after the game with Cougar Tracks Game Day, and also go to Dave's website for a fresh salsa recipe for Cougar Tracks Extra.
Salsa fresca.
For Cougar Tracks Extra from the Studio 5 studios. I'm Alex Curie. He's Dave Noriega.
Thanks for joining us.